again, Jules here. So what we've got now is we've got some book page kind of pockets, different shapes. That one I've done a bit of stamping on, but this is what we're going to make and we're going to decorate. So these are quite easy to make. I'm just going to get some book page. So I've got my book page here. This is quite substantial. Now it depends if, now obviously when you do that, that's going to be, one is going to be upside down, one's going to be the right way. So what you can do to counteract that is you can put that on there and stick that on there, and that's what we're going to do. It is a little bit smaller, but that's fine. And I'm just going to stick it on with, that's just because I've trimmed this one. And this is kind of gloopy looking now, but never mind. I love making book page pockets because you can pick these up quite cheaply. They don't have to be old, vintage, antique books. They can just be books that have been left in someone's attic for kind of a decade or so, or even left out, you know, where the air can get them. And then what we do is we turn that one over, and what that does is that kind of thickens the pocket up a little bit. Now I think that's kind of enough for me, but there we've got the writing up the right way, so I'm going to what I am going to do is I'm going to put I'm just guessing, and I'm going to put one in there as well. And I'm also going to just, whoa, I see that's coming off there. That's fine. Let's get another. Oh, kind of missed that by a mile, didn't I? That's it. And again, we're just going for that kind of grungy, old, dirty look. And you can stitch these down as well if you want. Sometimes I do. Depends what look I'm looking for. And then I think what we'll go for vintage photo. Normally I would go for Friar Brown, but we'll do this one. I think that's enough. And now I'm just kind of just reinforcing the edges. Okay. Yeah, so I quite like that. And I think what we want is, because this is, we're doing kind of, we're still messing about with autumn and things like that. So I think what we might do is we might look for some autumn bits and pieces. Just is there anything that's kind of autumny looking? No, that's spring flowers. But what we have got is we've got some tabs that I quite like. So we'll have a look at that. I'm just going to some bits and pieces. So what we're doing is we're going to use and what I want is deckled edge. So that's a stamp. We will I will speed some of the cutting off if the video gets too long, because the last thing you need is to be bored senseless watching me cut out. And the reason I'm using this tab is because it kind of, I think it has been made with kind of an autumny fall background. So we've got that. And I want to have a look at some other things. So choose this little. I'm going to use one of the little fall girls, well, ladies. Again, just okay. So we're having that. I think we'll have a little bit of book page. And I quite liked that one, didn't I? And I think that's it. So we'll put this one on first. And I'm putting it on that side because I'm going to put this on the page edge. So this is hanging over the edge of the page. Kind of just that one there. Whoops. So we'll put this on. And these type of pockets are good for using kind of your collage papers and things like that, because you can put anything on these. So this is kind of for an autumn that's a leaf. And I think what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of stamping up there. So again, I think we'll just do the now that is too big, however it's fine. And this is the VersaFine Onyx Black. Just putting that on there. And then what I'm doing is I'm just placing that on there, just in the middle, and then I'm just going to press that. and that's perfect. So yeah, so I like that. So and then we've got bits for little envelopes and things like that to go, tags, kind of whatever you're wanting. So we'll put that one there, and I think we'll maybe look at decorating this one that we've already done. And what I did do was I put a flap so that that would give kind of a bigger pocket there, because what we'll do there is that will get stuck. So you've got a pocket there, you've got a pocket there, but because we've got the flaps over, that kind of gives it like a wider, you know, more space pocket. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of that there, and again we'll go into and I think I might have so I think what we'll do is we'll do the top of this. Do and that, and now if you wanted to you can either cut individually, but what I tend to do is use old thinning scissors and pull it like that, and it gives that kind of stamp. Or you can do it like what I did with the deckled edge scissors. It's entirely up to you. What we might do is what I am going to do is I'm just folding this over, just kind of creasing it over. Yeah, they're just getting a little bit ripped edges, which is good. So this is another way of using your book pages. So we can stick that we'll just put that there like that. Lift that up and we'll just and then again I'm just bending that over a little bit. This music page is a little bit stronger than the book page. So there we've got the kind of roughed bits. We'll just cut these off. You can leave them on if you want them a little bit rough, which I think we may do. And just yep, that'll go down there. And nope. There. Just let me, I'm looking for a nice little autumn coloured button. Whoops. I think that's maybe too big. No, that's no. No. Let's see what we've got. got here. So we've got that one, I quite like that. I'm just wondering if I'll get any thread to go in there, but I might do. We've got this thread. But what it is I'm looking for is kind of a faux No, it's going to have to be that one. So we'll put that through there. And that through there. Just throw it away, Julie, throw it away. What is this one? That one's better, I think. Yeah. We're going to use this one. So we can take that one off and we can do this one. Right. And I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to stick this down. Okay, and we will use turn that over like that, and there we are. And then you can just kind of rough that back up again, and when you stick that in, we'll just trim these off. So you would take that off and then you would glue it and put it on, and there we are. We've got those as well. So let me put all these kind of out of the way. I know I was going to use that, but I decided to do an oldie one. because you don't have to have any pictures, you can just have little bits of stamps and anything you want basically. So there we are. And you can have any theme you want. I mean, at the moment we're in autumn, so this is one of the reasons I'm doing the autumn colours. So that one, you just, if you can't find a 4-hole button, you just, you know, you can just have it just a double one, but I prefer the 4-hole, and stick it down with glue. I've not kind of put it in the middle. It should have been kind of there, but it's not. And if you know, if your edges aren't sticking in as nice as what you want them to, just stick some of them down. That's all you have to do, is just stick some of them down. And there you are. And I mean, you can have little bits of lace, you can have ribbon, kind of, we've got some lace here if you wanted. I'm not putting any lace on, throwing bits of material in my bin here. But yeah, but I quite like them, so what we'll do is we'll look at one of the pages. And then what you would do is, because this is that goes into a fin, you would have that there, so you've got your pocket there, you stick it down there, so you've got your pocket there. You would actually put this, and we'll use the antique brass. And I promise I won't get my fingers stuck in it this time. And there we are. You can do that. That one, obviously you're going to cover the, but it doesn't matter. You know, just put that one there. But yeah, I like these kind of pockets. It's an easy way to make page pockets. It's so easy to make. As I say, they don't have to be antique big pages. They can be kind of modern build pages, because I've showed you how to rough them up and colour them yourself so that you can make them look kind of old and dirty. Yeah, these are patinaed a little bit. And also we looked at getting the writing up the right way, because it was just, we just stuck that on, and I was going to trim it, but I quite liked the way it sat, so we've left it like that. So I hope you get something out of that. I hope you have a try, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.